We are kicking off National Wellness Month on this Wellness Wednesday. It's a time to focus on self-care and stress management and creating healthy routines that support long-term well-being. But real wellness goes beyond green juices and gym memberships. GYN and Functional Medicine Dr. Priya Patel joins us with more on how she helps patients heal from the inside out. Good morning to you, Dr. Patel.
Good morning.
Welcome back.
Thank you guys for having me. Love being here.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so tell me, why is blood work such an important part of the wellness approach?
Yeah, so blood work can help reveal what's happening in our body, often before symptoms even show up. It can catch early nutrient deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, insulin resistance, inflammation that maybe we don't even know is happening in the body.
Yeah,
so it really helps us to treat root cause instead of just addressing the symptoms.
Right. Okay, so tell me, because you're breaking it down for us a little bit, I want you to break it down even farther. Tell me, what exactly are you looking for in those tests when they do come back?
So blood work is really confusing, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times patients will say, I went to my primary care doctor, or I went to, whoever, and they ran some basic blood work. But oftentimes we don't actually know, like, what should we be looking for in blood work? And blood work can actually be quite extensive. And actually very revealing. So typically I like to look at micronutrient deficiencies, even regular simple vitamin levels, vitamin D, vitamin B12, folic acid. They can be really quite telling. As well, pretty extensive and detailed hormone panel. That can include, your testosterone levels for women, estrogen, progesterone, a lot of those different, DHEA, a lot of our androgen hormones, et cetera, to really understand what our body's going through, as well as insulin resistance markers and generalized inflammatory markers.
My goodness. Okay, so it's a really long list of things.
It's a lot, yes.
I think everybody who does not have a degree, a medical degree, is like, okay, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But you did say some things that I think we can catch on to, especially like hormones. I think everybody struggles with that, especially women, when they're going through the change. And so hearing that is probably very comforting. So tell me, how is this different from a typical annual physical or primary care visit getting that blood work done?
Absolutely. So typically at an annual physical, they're going to do a lot of routine labs, right? We may check the cholesterol, we may check some basic diabetic markers, do a basic CBC, we call it, which looks at your blood count, maybe check cardiac, kidney function, things like that. It's pretty kind of surface level. Sometimes we'll also look at thyroid, but even the thyroid markers can sometimes be pretty surface level. But oftentimes, if we get these more extensive panels, you actually start to get a much deeper and more comprehensive understanding of what's really happening in someone's body.
Okay, I like that. So maybe taking a little bit of extra time in your day or your schedule to set this up so that you can really truly understand what your body's going through on a daily basis.
Absolutely.
And the way she broke it down, I mean, you'll know literally every single thing. Once you do uncover those imbalances, if someone does have them, what kind of treatments are then offered after that?
Yes, luckily we're in a day and age where there's a myriad of treatments out there, and frankly what exists and what's at our disposal is expanding every day. So oftentimes you can use IV therapy, you can use different supplements, you can use hormone modulation and hormone balancing, obviously diet, lifestyle changes, stress reduction techniques, sleep pattern improvement, all of those things are also invaluable.
Which are those
in combination with everything.
Exactly, but those are things that we can control, things that we can do at home, and things that we can even start with today before we go get that done.
Sometimes it's seeing someone that sort of can help put that plan together for you. As opposed to just it being disconnected.
Which I think a lot of the times, especially with wellness, everybody wants to be a part of wellness in 2025 and they want to be on that right track, but most people don't know where to start, so this might actually be that first stepping stone.
And you hear all these things, Instagram, social media, there's so many things out there, and it's always talking to you at 10 p.m. when, and so I think it's tricky to sometimes navigate that and understand what is right for me.
And what doesn't work, because you're right, social media, there's so many things out there where you're like, get this done or get that done, and it's like, okay, but
they're speaking to you.
Like, is it actually going to work if I spend my money on it? So, what kinds of results do your patients typically experience, especially after pointing out all of the things that are going on with them?
So, I think the goal is really to get someone feeling better. Right? You want the body to start working as optimally as possible, and as symptom-wise, ideally, they should have cognitive improvement, right? More mental clarity, mood improvement, improved energy, sleeping better. and just overall feeling better.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, if someone wants to get started today and they're ready to figure out what's going on with them, whether they're feeling something or not, tell me where people can find you so they can get started.
Yeah, so in general, it's about finding a provider who really wants to dig deeper with you and kind of take that journey. Obviously, would be happy to see anyone, but you know, obviously, you can call our office. We typically start with an extensive consult and intake where we understand what's actually happening with someone, and then we tailor that lab workup and what testing we need based on what is actually happening.
Nice, nice. Okay, well, thank you so much for being here, because
Absolutely.
you really broke it down for all of us in the simple fact that I didn't even know blood work could show all of that. And so you have really shown us and given us the knowledge that we need so that we can take care of our bodies and do a little wellness in 2025.
Thank you so much for having me.